ready to do a mod on this Weber kettle. It's one that our buddy Tom Horsman showed us a few weeks ago back on his channel to extend these legs, these 3 legs on the Weber kettle 6 inches. So what I'm going to do is take the legs off, and I've got some EMT, which is electrical metallic tubing that electricians use. You know, you see conduit all over the place in a building. The kind you can bend, it's, you know, not rigid. But go to your Ace hardware store and pick up a stick of it and cut it in 3 pieces. The length that Tom gave us on his channel, I think he used 25 inches on the front leg and 19 inches thereabout on the 2 back legs attached to the wheel. So that'll add about 6 inches to each leg. Thanks for doing the leg work, Tom. I'll give you all the credit for this one. I'm just copying you. He's the master hacker. But anyway, what I'm going to do, Tom took the wheels off and really disassembled some things, but I'm going to try to take a shortcut. And let me show you what I'm going to do. It's the same thing he did, except for taking the wheels off and taking these apart. And he probably felt like he needed to do that to get the right dimensions and everything. So thank you, Tom, for that. I'm just going to push these buttons and loosen these legs up. And I've already got those out. I'm just going to take this wheel assembly out. I'm just back here working on my utility trailer. One of them anyway. And I'm going to go inside my little shop room here, and I've got a 10-foot stick of that 3/4 inch EMT, and I'm gonna cut one 25-inch piece and 2 19-inch pieces. He said you might have to play around with that, but it worked for him, so they're all made the same, so it should work for me too. And thank you for those dimensions again, Tom. So let's go inside here and make those cuts, and we'll have to drill a hole too. I think he did he did a second video showing how he stabilized the legs in the couplers here that are on the bottom of the kettle by just drilling a hole and popping in a sheet metal screw. So I'm gonna do that too, because I can't stand those wobbly legs. And I'll meet you inside. Okay, you've heard the women say, don't you look at my house. Well, don't you look at this shop room. I still haven't straightened it out since the remodeling of the kitchen. Stuff is just piled everywhere. But anyway, I'm going to take my tape measure, and we're going to measure off a 25-inch piece right there. That's supposed to work for the front leg. Helps to have a vise. You can do this with a hacksaw, but I just happened to pick up a Milwaukee cutter, side grinder with a cutter blade, and I've used it one time and I really do like it. So I'm going to use this. Okay, there's our 25-incher. Clean that end up and work on the 219s. I was so eager to use my new cutter side grinder with that cutting blade, I forgot I had a pipe cutter. All I had to do was cut the pipe and make a nice clean cut. Why do we do those things? I had my mind set on using that tool. I just got it. Anyway, if you got a pipe cutter, use the pipe cutter, nice clean end. There's 219 and 125 or thereabouts. Let's go back outside. Take these clips out of here, push your button, and fish that little holding clip out. I'll take those out of each one. The wheel side, he said the 19s, and we want to hold out 6 on each one. So let's just mark it right there. I'll do that on each one. Let's just see how far in that'll go. There you go. 6 inches. Okay, there's our mark. And we'll just let it stay right there, and I'm gonna drill a hole and pop a screw down in there. Maybe a washer. Alright, we're gonna do that on the other two. Said you'd have to play with that leg end. I had it 6 inches marked off, but it lacked about 1/8 of an inch going into the line, so I'm gonna cut another 1/8 inch off of this end. Really, this is the end from the factory, so I'm gonna use that good end, and I'm gonna come back and cut 1/8 of an inch off of here. Catch a hole in each one of these. I got the line. I marked the black line for 6 inches right there at the edge of this pipe. One down, 2 to go. I'll be right back. I've actually got the extensions on, as you can see. Here they are. I got my grill turned over on the back of this trailer, and I'm just gonna slide them back into couplings on the bottom. Make sure your brackets aren't cattywampus. They're lined up straight with the axle on both sides. Make sure that the pipe is bottomed out in the coupling, so you'll know they're level with each other. And take this last one, and it is in an off pitch, and you may have to use a little force. Make sure you're just kind of put some pressure on it and push it down in there. Wiggle it a little bit. I felt it. And make sure your wire bracket and your shelving, make sure that is lined up. Just line everything up, basically. What's left now that everything is bottomed out and in the hole and lined up, the legs are lined, is 3 holes, one in each leg, right there. Snug it up. Let's see what we got. We got us a high riser. Wow. That'll put it up in the air. You can't appreciate what I'm looking at, but wow. I see what you mean, Tom. If you're a tall guy, 6 foot or above, this is a great mod to get that. You know how low the Kettle is. Now if you're in the 5'8" to 10 range, just leave it alone. But if you're 6 feet or better, that's gonna get your work up, your grilling up right there. I like that. Well, I'll pull it back around there and put the stuff in it, and then we'll come bring this video to a close. That'll cook right there. But now when you walk up to it, I mean, this handle is up, you know, right below my chest. And that puts the grate right here where, you know, I don't have to lean down to work with the food and the charcoal. I like that, Tom. You did good. Especially for old tall lanky guy like you and Ken over at Heavy Metal Barbecue. If you're 6'3" and 6'4". Here's the comparison really now between the Kettle and the Weber Smoky Mountain with that 6-inch leg extension on the Weber Kettle. You see that? Put it up there, didn't it? It's actually the same level, pretty much. There may be a 1/8 inch difference. I don't know. Not much. Look at there. I like that. I've always liked the level that the Weber Smoky Mountain had working, because you can see the rack on the Kettle is down like 2 inches below the top. On the Weber Smoky Mountain, the rack is right there at the top. That's why I like it, that level of working. There you go. How about that? I like that. You did good, Tom. Okay, that wasn't a bad deal. About an hour and a half maybe. Now if I had to do it again, you know, it's like anything else. I could knock it right out probably in half hour off of that. But it's not a hard mod. It's just, you just need a drill, you know, a hand drill, a hacksaw or a cutter tool, or, you know, just cutting the EMT, and a pencil. You know, you saw what it took, nothing to push a button and disassemble those legs. And you don't have to take the wheels off. Tom did that because he was getting the dimensions for us and thought he was gonna, you know, need it broke down. But thank you, Tom, for those dimensions. I'll put a link to Tom's channel right up there in the corner, so you can go check out his video. He's a better presenter than I am. He's a little more smooth and professional. I'm just an old shade tree hack. But I'll show you what I did. And I'm just copying Tom. Again, if you're under 6 feet tall, you probably don't need this. It might even make it worse for you to use. But if you're over 6 feet, I'd recommend go over, and if you want to watch Tom's video, go to Tom Horsman on YouTube and just go down to, he's got actually one long video and then a little short one to show how he came back and stabilized the legs coupled at the base of the cooker with a screw. But that's it. That's all for this video, for this mod. Feeling Florence. If you're wondering if 6 inches mess with the cover very much, well, there it is. That's what it looks like. It's no problem. The cover's enough.